Okay, class. Today, we are going to be starting with creating our Wix account and getting into setting up our first website. To get going, first you're going to want to go to wix.com. This is about what it should look like. When you get here, you can click Get Started. We're of course going to do the free version. Don't pay for anything. You're going to continue with Google and make sure you are logged in to your school Google account. Once you log in, you're going to click For Myself. We're not building for a client or an agency. This is just personal. Wix is going to try to help you get to a working website quickly, but their AI generated websites are pretty bad. So we're going to set up without chat. When we do, you're going to want to make sure you have a portfolio selected. There are some other kinds of portfolios that are here. And in this case, because we're making a website for our photos, we could choose one that's more specific for photos, but the general portfolio works pretty well. So we're going to continue on this. It takes a few minutes to load, but once it does, you should be ready to fill in some other information. So here I would put something like Craig's photography. Maybe make it more formal, Mr. Craig's photography. Continue. This is where you would select different apps. In this case, you're going to want to deselect Instagram because we're not attaching Instagram. And there aren't really any of these other ones that we particularly want either. We're not really going to use this portfolio here, but we can't remove it yet. We hit continue, and it says we're all set. We continue to the dashboard. Once again, it takes a few moments to set up. Okay, so now that we're on our dashboard, it's going to ask us to connect a custom domain here, mrcraigsphotography.com. We're not going to do this yet. We're going to do this at a later step, and it won't be this website anyway, because to make your own website with its own link here costs money. But there is a way to do it for free with Wix later, which we will look at. But first, this is kind of where you're going to do a lot of the setup for your website. You see here a section for the portfolio that was built in, which we can look at. We are not going to use this to set up our portfolio, but you can see the options that are here. We're going to make our own pages. But for now, we're going to go back to setup. And we're going to go to design your website, design site. Here, we're going to pick a template. Again, their AI built one is pretty bad. Doesn't work great. We're going to pick a template. We could build it from scratch. In this case, I want to pick a template, and then we're going to edit that template for now. This is how you'll make most websites. When you get better, you might start making some from scratch. There's a lot of portfolio ones that are recommended here. I personally will probably choose this Illustrator one because I think it looks really nice. I like the purple. I like the dark colors. It's up to you, but think about the fact that we're trying to show off photos. So some of these are better for photos than others, right? This one, right, only shows one behind the text. Maybe that one's not great. For all of these, if you mouse over it without clicking, there's a view and an edit. So for example, on this Illustrator, I could click on view and it will load kind of a version of this website. I'm going to close out of this for now. A version of this website just to get an idea of how it works. So this would have individual images that pop up that I could click on, and those images would lead me to each of those projects. The website also has an about page and an Instagram page. We would probably get rid of the Instagram page because we don't need it. But I do like this website. I think this is a good design. So we're going to go ahead and click on edit this site. You can choose a different one. And when you do, it should automatically go to that site. I've already started working on this site, so it says that I'm going to be creating a previous site. But in this case, it should automatically go to the page for you to start working on that website. and it'll load that template in as a starting point for you to work from. Once we get to this point and it loads, which might take a moment, it will show how the website will appear and we can start editing things. Once again, it's going to try to tell us that we should use some AI stuff, but their AI stuff is bad, so we're going to close out of that. As you can see here, there's different sections that have different purposes. We'll go through quite a few of these later, but for this first video, we want to get this website live. Live meaning you can access it, right? In this case right now, you can see it in the Wix editor, but nobody else can see your website. So what we're going to do is here you could connect it if you already had bought a URL for your website, but we don't want to do that. So we're going to go click on publish, which is going to tell us that we could buy our own customized domain or use a free Wix one. In our case, this is what we want. I'm going to name it Mr. Craig's portfolio. And as long as it's available, that nobody else has used that URL site, which shouldn't happen, but occasionally does, then we'll click Save and Continue. And now our website is live, or will be live as soon as we publish. If we hit Publish Now, this is posting this website as it is currently to that URL. If we click View Site, this is the URL, the link that can be shared with other people, and they will see exactly this. This guy is going to be up here. This site was designed with the Wix website builder. There's no way to get rid of this without paying money. It's okay. We're not going to pay money for this project. But now that we have this loaded, this is the URL that you're going to be sharing with me and with everyone else that you want to share it with. That's the end of this video. In the next one, we'll get into how to start editing our website.